Hi, I'm Jacques. My presentation is based on the study Logged In and Zoned Out, where researchers were trying to find the relationship between laptop internet use for both academic and non-academic purposes and to see how that affected classroom performance. And basically we're just trying to gather a better understanding of how portable IT devices are helping or hindering student learning. So let's get into the results section of the study Logged In and Zoned Out. So there was a median of 37 minutes per class, which was spent browsing for non-class related purposes, which is pretty high considering the average class is about an hour. So for, well over half was spent, not on task. Academic internet was found not to benefit classroom performance, but non-academic internet use decreased classroom performance. This is regardless of their interest in the class, their motivation to succeed, and their intelligence. Students also seem to be well aware of their own internet use and its impacts, as those who reported their internet use having no effect did not have any academic performance affected, while those who rated it as disruptive received a negative effect. So it seems like the students were well aware of it being an issue. If their internet use was disrupting them in class or not. It was no surprise, when they got their exam results back, and it wasn't, it's not like they weren't surprised. There was also a trend for lower internet use for non-academic purposes, which leads to a greater interest in the class, which also leads to a higher motivation to do well. However, lower interest in class related to a higher total internet usage. But this didn't completely affect their final exam score. And basically, as far as I can tell with that, lower interest in class doesn't really mean that you're going to have a negative exam result. You might not be interested in the class, but you might have the capabilities to do really well in the exam. The most common non-academic behavior was social media and video streaming, which comes to no surprise at all. And finally, this is pretty much the whole gist of the study, is that non-academic internet use tends to negatively influence academic performance. And also it's important to mention that the participants in this study went to more lectures on average than the class average, and these participants also did slightly better on the final exam score. And basically the reason for that was, so the way their internet usage was recorded was through a proxy server. And if students logged in less than half of the time for the study, which was 15 lectures, so if they only logged in for 6, basically those people would get cut, and they would only take the people who logged in more than half of the time. So already these students are already going to more lectures and basically investing more time into the course than the average student. And so, all things considered, do I think that portable IT devices and non-academic internet use could hinder student learning? The answer to that, in my opinion, is yes. However, as far as I can tell, these devices are integral to both student learning and lecturers. For example, look at what we're doing now. With this whole coronavirus thing happening, we wouldn't be able to, continue university, or I wouldn't have the ability to do this assignment right now for these devices. So I think that we should be cautious when it comes to making changes to student learning. In other words, if there ever was a time when we were considering, indefinite changes to how portable IT devices are used with student learning, then I'd hope we consider the good that it's done rather than just focusing on the negative. But Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility, so why not apply that to laptops as well?